Firefighter Mims here again from Tega Cay Fire Department. You got Firefighter Mims and you have Firefighter Crystal here. We want everybody to come out on the river. We want everybody to have fun, but at the end of the day, safety needs to come first. What we're going to do is we're going to talk to you about a couple items we have here for a fun time on the river, and we're going to show you a couple demonstrations on how to properly use these things.
So the first thing that I'd want to start with when we're talking about river or water safety in general is your PFDs, which means a personal flotation device, or as what most people would call it, a life jacket. We actually did a video on this last summer, and it's very detailed about all the different classes and levels and different styles that you would need. And we're going to put a link below so that you guys can click on it and get some more information on those. Today we're going to try and focus more on water vessels, which is basically anything that you use to float or operate on in the river or on the water.
Well, what I'm going to talk to you about is the different types of vessels. Right now what we have is, these are pool vessels. These are not designed to go down the river. These are not designed to move water. If you're going down the river on one of these floats and you happen to hit a rock and you get a hole in it, it's going to be unusable and you're going to turn into a rescue situation.
But we're going to go over some river floats and what's safe and what we recommend and what we don't. This is a float that you can purchase from Walmart. It's about $5, maybe $10. Technically it is made for the river, but even with it being made for the river and moving water, it is still pretty dangerous because if it gets snagged on any type of rock, it's not durable enough to withstand that. It will pop and then you're left without a vessel. And if you have no life jacket on, that's even worse. We have over here, these are specifically made for the river. They're called River Run river floats. A lot of people order them at your local retail sports stores, or you can get them on Amazon. They're fairly cheap. Even though they said they're made for the river, once again, they still can pop on the debris that's in the river. There's so many things that get trapped underwater that you cannot see. We actually call them strainers in water rescue, but it could be trees, bits of houses, trash, rocks, so many different things that these can catch on without you even seeing it beforehand, and they pop. People we want to talk about too is they want to tie everything together. The only problem is when you tie each other together, you don't want to get lost, right? So you think, oh, that's the safest way to do that. Only problem is, if this one gets caught on a rock, it's going to start pulling on this one that's tied together, which is going to put an exorbitant amount of pressure on this one, which could pop this one, and then it can put this one underwater. Not only that, if you end up falling overboard, you could get your arm or your leg stuck in the rope, and then you're trapped underwater with the water pressure pushing against you, and it makes it difficult to get back up. So even though these are technically river floats, they still can be very, very dangerous. So we really want people to be mindful of that. If you're using them, please wear a life jacket at all times, no matter what kind of water vessel you're on. If you are going to go onto the river, we would recommend a more durable vessel like a kayak, but please also be experienced in your kayaking. Do some boater safety, make sure that you have some river experience, professional river experience before using one, but they're a lot safer option.
Again, everybody, we want everybody to have fun on the river. We want to give you a couple of things to remember when launching down the river. You want to make sure you notify somebody where you're going and where you're going to let out at. You want to let them know what time you're supposed to get out. That way, if you don't make it to the exit point in time, that we know to start looking for you. You want to make sure you have an escape plan for if anything goes wrong. You want to also make sure you have a whistle and some type of light source when going down the river.
If you are out there going to plan to be out there, you need to map your route. There's all different kinds of websites and apps that you can look at that'll tell you how many miles it is from each point and also how long it will take depending upon what the water is flowing at, which is all very good to know before you go out there. And if you do go out there, make sure you have your emergency supplies, because what if you do get stuck out there for a while before somebody can locate you?
Again, I'm Firefighter Mims, and this is Firefighter Crystal from the Tega Cay Fire Department. We thank you again for watching our video, and we ask you all to stay tuned for the next one. Have a good day. Be safe on the river.